Hey everybody, if you can hear me, this is Michael, and we are almost back at home. I think we're like 5 minutes away, so we're just a little delayed in starting tonight, but thanks for being here. And I will unmute my microphone once we're at home and ready to start. God bless. Those who are on the Zoom can add in their petitions in the chat area right now while you're waiting. And if we get disconnected, that just means that we lost Wi-Fi while we were driving. But yeah, hoping you can hear this okay. Be back. I see Bob's message about little AJ. And Bob, I did get the email with AJ's picture, and that's like worth a million words. Beautiful. So Bob is, if for those of you who don't know, Bob had asked us to pray for a little guy named AJ who is in an induced coma, and they just took him out. So the family is very thankful for our prayers. So we'll keep praying for him as he continues to recover. And be right back. Also, Rosa Maria from Mexico. She's from here, but she's in Mexico near her brother Jorge Estrada, she's thinking that he's really near death now. I mean, it's just they're keeping vigil. So she asked for continued prayers for her brother Jorge. So we'll continue praying for him. And while we're waiting, let's see here. Mike Lucy is asking prayers for relief or forgiveness for all petty distractions that draw us from Jesus, especially this week. Amen to that. And I just heard a story. I'll give a brief little capsulated version of it, about a man and his wife who had, I think they only have one child, who was disabled in a way that he was not able to care for himself, wasn't able to speak, completely dependent on people to care for him for every need. And they were just new parents, and 20 years later, this child is now 20 years old, of course, and they're taking care still of every physical need that this child has. I think is just in a wheelchair. And the dad was promoted to a brigadier general in the military, and this friend was just explaining how he's known him since he was 12 years old. And that's just such a powerful story to him. I mean, that's why he shared it, but it just blew me away to hear that. And I don't know if everybody watching has ever heard of that book by Christopher DeVink. It's called The Power of the Powerless. But I highly, highly recommend everybody looking for that. It was Zondervan Publishing, but it's now published by someone else. But it's Christopher DeVink. And the story is, the book is called The Power of the Powerless. And he basically wrote a letter, or we're almost home, thanks for your patience. He wrote a letter to the Washington Post, I think it was, about his younger brother Charles, who was bedridden, never spoke, never laughed, was never able to feed himself or care for himself. So they fed him, changed him, loved him for 33 years. And he just wrote like a one-page letter. And when everyone read this, everybody responded with their own stories of people in their lives, the power of the powerless in their life. And there's all different situations that are listed, but it's a beautiful, powerful book. He had mentioned basically that he said the world would say my brother Charles' life did not have any value. And he said, I'll tell you that I brought a girl home from school. I wanted her to meet my family because I liked her a lot. And after dinner, I said, do you want to meet Charles? And she said, no, thanks. He said, then sometime later, I brought another girl that I liked to meet my family. And I said, would you like to meet Charles? And she said, yes. And then when I brought her to meet him, she said, can I feed him? And he said, guess which girl I married? So I just love that story. But that's what